Hello, I'm Ben Mankiewicz. Welcome back to TCM as we continue with tonight's salute to the early days of talking pictures. Up next, a landmark movie, one of the first English features produced with synchronized sound. From British International Pictures in 1929, directed by the master of suspense, Alfred Hitchcock. Blackmail. Annie Andra stars as a young woman who commits a serious crime. She's being blackmailed for it. Complicating matters, her boyfriend is the police detective assigned to investigate the crime, forcing him to choose between love and duty as he tries to help her. This point in his career, Alfred Hitchcock had been directing films in England for about a decade. He was just beginning to find the unique style that came to define his brilliance. 2 years earlier, 1927, he directed what he considered to be the first true Hitchcock picture, The Lodger, a silent thriller about a serial killer on the loose in London. 1927, also the year Warner Brothers released The Jazz Singer, the groundbreaking early sound film that revolutionized the industry in Hollywood, effectively marking the end of the silent era. The British film industry was a few years behind Hollywood, but determined to compete with the product coming out of the American studios. Blackmail was originally planned and shot as a silent film, but when the sound recording technology became available, British International Pictures gave Hitchcock free rein to shoot many of the film sequences with sound. In the end, two versions of the film were released to audiences, a silent version and one with synchronized sound, giving Blackmail a really unique distinction of being Alfred Hitchcock's first sound picture as well as his last silent film. As you're watching, pay attention to the different ways Hitchcock plays with the sound in the film, just as he so often did with the camera. At key moments in the story, the sound is manipulated to convey the character's internal emotional experience. Also, keep an eye out for one of Alfred Hitchcock's earliest cameo appearances, also one of his best, I think. Shows up as a passenger on a subway train, gets into a scuffle with a mischievous boy in the next seat. From 1929, also with John Longdon and Cyril Ritchard, Blackmail. Originally, Alfred Hitchcock wanted to film a different ending to Blackmail. He thought it would be more interesting if the police arrested Annie Andra's character in the end and her boyfriend had to go through the motions of bringing her in, echoing the movie's opening sequence. But the producers thought that would be too depressing, so Hitchcock shot the more optimistic conclusion. Hitchcock also shot another version of Blackmail without synchronized sound, which was released as a silent film. But when he got the chance to reshoot many of the scenes with sound, he jumped at it. Biggest challenge was recording the dialogue for the film's star, Annie Andra. Andra was a Czech actress who spoke limited English with a heavy accent. Hitchcock brought in another actress, Joan Barry, to dub Andra's dialogue. Since the technology was still so new, Barry simply stood just outside the frame and spoke her lines into a microphone a few feet away from where Andra was mouthing the words in front of the camera. Coming up, a closer look at the making and lasting significance of the film we just saw. Documentary from 2024, Becoming Hitchcock, The Legacy of Blackmail, is next on TCM.
Next on TCM, Becoming Hitchcock, The Legacy of Blackmail, then Hallelujah, and later, What Every Woman Knows. TCM is all ears tonight.